Hi everyone. Today I'm going to answer one of your questions about grammar, and more specifically, when do I start formal grammar? Now please keep in mind that these are my thoughts and what I do, and they may or may not be good for your family. So take what I say or leave what I say. That's one of the great benefits of homeschooling, isn't it? That we can make the best decision for our family and our unique children. But when it comes to starting formal grammar, there's a couple things that I want to make sure that my child knows how to do before I dive into grammar. The first one is handwriting. I mean, can they actually control a pencil? Do they have the fine motor skills to be able to write fairly well without frustration? I mean, if they don't have fine motor skills, that's my main focus, is just getting them to write. I don't want to overwhelm them with all these grammar tasks and having to fill out worksheets about grammar and all that kind of stuff. So I want them to be able to write, to have pretty legible handwriting, and for it to be somewhat easy for them. Obviously, over time, our kids get better and better at handwriting, but I want them to, be comfortable handwriting so that when they are working on grammar, they're not also trying to figure out just how to form the letter A or something like that. The second thing that I want to make sure that my kids are able to do is read. If my kids aren't able to read yet, then I just personally don't feel like it's time to bombard them with grammar. The focus really should be getting them to read and to be a good reader. And right along with that would be the third kind of marker that I'm looking for, is can they spell? Am I able to say some, simple words, maybe 1 or 2 syllable words, and then spell them correctly? If they aren't very good in handwriting or reading or spelling, if they're struggling in one of those, to me, those should be my focus. Those are my focus. I don't worry about grammar yet. Those to me are the most important thing. If they don't have a good foundation in that, then the rest of language arts is just going to crumble, including grammar. So for me, the markers that I am looking for are handwriting, spelling, and reading. And I'm not saying that they are like proficient and excellent in all of those. I just want them to have a good grasp of it before I try to add on something else to their plate, because my goal with grammar is that it's not too frustrating and overwhelming. So they need some basic skills in handwriting, reading, and spelling. Personally, I think to be able then to move on to this harder concept of grammar. Now, for most of my children, that has been around 3rd grade. I've had 2 children in particular that were ready to start in 2nd grade. They were just very advanced. They read early. They were good, they got the spelling down. I wouldn't say that they were great spellers by then, but they were, they had gotten some good practice in spelling and had, good handwriting. And so I felt like they were ready in 2nd grade. But usually 3rd grade for most of my kids has been kind of the age that we start more formal grammar. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that my kids hear nothing or know nothing about grammar until 3rd grade. I talk about grammar with them when we're doing school. So when I'm teaching them to read, or we're working on spelling, or just when we're looking at a cereal box, or we're driving down the street, on the way to the store, I might incorporate just some basic grammar things like about nouns or verbs or adjectives. I might say something like, hey, did you know that words actually can go into different groups? Like there are words that describe things that we can see and touch, like a tree or a house or mommy or daddy or the frog or, whatever. Those are called nouns. Hey, let's play a game. Let's see how many nouns we can find when we're driving in the car. And so we just kind of make it a fun game. It's not a formal grammar lesson, but I want to expose them a little bit, if at all possible, to some of these grammar concepts and terms. And so same thing with verbs. I might say, hey, did you know that running is actually a verb because it's like an action that we're doing? I'm going to say some more verbs and you see if you can act them out. Jump, hop, skip, run, laugh. And I'm like, did you know those are all verbs? They're acting them out and we're having fun with it. If we're doing spelling, I might point out Hey, cat is a noun. Remember we talked about that? Or again, I'm not doing this every single day. I am not doing it with every spelling lesson. I mean, I'm talking like maybe a couple times a year, if that. And some of my kids, I don't have this kind of conversation with them because I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed with just life in general, with caring for little ones. I don't have the brain power to be creative and incorporate it in. And so I just wait till they've gotten a good foundation in handwriting, spelling, and reading. And then in 3rd grade, we start formal grammar. And, you know, they've had no exposure beforehand and they do just fine. Other times, I've got a little extra energy and creativity sometimes, maybe once a year, and I might try to incorporate some grammar into just everyday life and some fun things that we might be doing with school or something like that. So anyways, I hope that answers your question about when I start formal grammar. I'd love to know your thoughts. When do you start formal grammar? And when you start formal grammar, have you found a particular curriculum that you absolutely love using? Share that down below. I think for me, just off the top of my head, I'm probably going to forget some, but the grammar programs that we have really liked are Fix-It Grammar. That one was great, but it's a little bit for more older. I think one of my 3rd graders had kind of a challenging time with that. Another one did okay, but Fix-It Grammar has been really fun. We've tried Winston Grammar. What else? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here. But anyways, share with me what grammar curriculum you have liked to teach formal grammar. Leave those in the comments below. All right, you guys, if you have any other questions as well about homeschooling, leave those in the comments and I will hopefully be able to answer some more of those in upcoming videos. Okay, I gotta pop out of here because I've got some other things that I need to do, but thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again really soon in another video. Bye-bye.